Well, great news, everybody. It has finally happened. It's Friday. I know you've been waiting. You made it. Congratulations. Ha! You made it. Any plans for the weekend? What you up to? Bowling? Skiing? Surfing? What are you going to do? There's a lot of options wherever you're at in the world. You get pickleball. Can I just say that seems to be a really big thing right now. People are really into pickleball. One of my really good friends, he always wants me to play pickleball. And I've played it, but there's a lot of rules. And sometimes I forget the rules. And the great thing about pickleball is you don't have to be just this incredible athlete. Listen, I got schooled by two grandmas one day when I played with him, and it was embarrassing. I fell flat out, missed the ball. I thought, and it's not like you can try harder and you'll be able to overcome it. Like it's a little different. So if you're a pickleballer, stay with it. Stay safe, don't get injured, and keep doing what you do. That's my shout out to pickleballers everywhere on the Daily Walk Network. All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 4. Let's pick up, shall we? In verse 3. Paul writes, "But with me, it's a very small thing that I should be judged by you or by a human court. In fact, I don't even judge myself. For I know nothing against myself, but I'm not justified by this. But he who judges me is the Lord. Therefore, judge nothing before the time until the Lord comes, who will both bring to light the hidden things of darkness and reveal the counsels of the hearts. Then each one's praise will come from God." Again, in the context of this letter and where we're at right now, Paul's been talking about the people dividing over one person and the next person, and now he's saying, listen, if you're going to look at us, we're stewards, we're servants. Just understand that. Paul says, I don't even judge myself. I don't even, and I'm not justified by not judging myself. He said, the Lord's the one that's going to judge me. The Lord's the one that's going to look at the work that I'm doing. The Lord's the one that's going to really determine the reward that I'm going to receive. And then as he's talking about this judgment that's going to come and judging himself, and he wants to be found faithful, ultimately the Lord's going to determine that. But he says in verse 5, he says, therefore, if I don't judge myself, and the Lord's going to be the one who's ultimately going to judge, therefore, judge nothing before the time until the Lord comes. And what's the Lord going to do when he comes to judge? Paul tells us that he's going to bring to light the things that have been hidden in darkness, and he's going to reveal the counsel of the hearts. Folks, listen. The Bible tells us that God is light, and in him there's no darkness at all. He dwells in light. Darkness and light are the same to the Lord. It's not like, darkness, he can't see it because he sees it. And here Paul says the Lord is going to bring to light those things that are hidden. Those things that you kind of keep in the shadows. He sees it. He's going to bring it to the light. Even the secrets of the heart, God's going to reveal in time. And then Paul says, it's important to keep this in mind. Folks, listen, don't hide in darkness. Don't keep things in the darkness. Jesus said in John chapter 3 that men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil, and they don't come to the light lest their deeds should be exposed. But he who comes to the light because he believes in Jesus. Listen, don't be in darkness. Paul said he knows about that. Be in the light. And then he says each one's praise is going to come from God. Not from man, not from what they think, not what they judge me to be, but what God says about me. That's what really matters. It wasn't, I'm of Apollos, I'm of Paul, I'm of Cephas. Paul said, listen, what really concerns me is not so much what you think, but what does Jesus think? What does he think about me? And he makes that clear to these Corinthians. Now, verse 6, continuing. Now these things, brethren, I have figuratively transferred to myself and Apollos for your sakes, that you may learn in us not to think beyond what is written, and that none of you would be puffed up on behalf of one against another. Still on this subject, Paul's telling them, listen, you guys have been dividing between me and Apollos, but I want you to know, me and Apollos, we're on the same page. We've already talked about this. We've already discussed this. We are like-minded. We're on the same team. We're not into division. And so Paul's telling them, you're dividing over us? There's no reason, because we are on the same team. I've already talked to him about this, and we want you not to think beyond what is written, and we don't want you to be puffed up. We don't want you to be arrogant over one person or the other. Don't do that. That's not godly. That's carnal. And so he says, for who makes you differ from another? Verse 7. And this is good. What do you have that you did not receive? And if you did indeed receive it, why do you boast as if you had not received it? Oh, what a good exhortation that is. Paul is correcting the Corinthians, saying, who makes you different from somebody else? And then he says that he asks this question, what do you have that you didn't receive? That's a really good question to ask. Think about that. Just ask yourself that question. What do you have right now that wasn't given to you? And if it was given to you, where did it ultimately come from? It comes from the Lord. If it comes from the Lord, how could I boast as though it came from me? I couldn't. Folks, everything that we have, the roof over your head, the car that you drive, the ability to do your job, the ability to breathe, all of it is really a gift from God. So if it's all a gift from God, then why would I be arrogant and boasting like somehow I came up with this on my own? That would be pointless. Paul is saying, don't do that, Corinthians. Don't be siding with one group over the other. Don't be puffed up. Don't do that. We don't think that way. That's not our heart. We're stewards. We're servants. We let the Lord judge our work. God's the one that's going to reward us. That's what we're concerned about. Don't boast as if you had not received it. Verse 8, he says, you, to the Corinthians, are already full. You are already rich. You've reigned as kings, he said, without us. And indeed, I could wish you did reign, that we also might reign with you. Paul just reminds the Corinthians, hey, take a moment and look at all you have. You're full. You're rich. You say, well, I'm not rich. Hey, did you know compared to the majority of the world, you are? You know, sometimes we get so discouraged by, and you've heard people say, first world problems. You ever been in the third world? You ever been in these places where they have absolutely nothing? Comparatively, we have a lot. Paul said, you are full. God has blessed you. You reign as kings. Paul said, I wish we had that opportunity, but he said, you know something? This last verse here, he said, I think God has displayed us, the apostles, last, men condemned to death, and we've been made a spectacle to the world and to angels and to men. Paul said, God's allowed us to go through some difficult things. He's allowed us to be a display. Here we're preaching this message of the gospel and people don't want to have anything to do with us, but you're full, you're doing great. He's just really trying to, if I can sum it all up, Paul is trying to correct the attitude of the Corinthians. The divisive nature, the division that was there among them. Just stop doing that. Hey, look at what you have. We're a team. We're on the same page. The Lord's going to reward us. Don't worry about this. Stop saying those things. Again, it's a letter of correction. And when the Lord corrects us, it's important to receive it. To say, Lord, I hear it. I hear what you're saying. And I receive that, Lord. Change my heart. Change my mind. Change my speech. And he'll do it. Folks, as you go into the weekend, may God bless you and keep you. Look forward to seeing you on Monday. God bless.